Hi y'all, this is Larry from deep South Texas. It's the first week in February and it's time to take another look at the garden. I have removed that small raised bed that was over here that the dill grew in last year, and sure enough it was full of tree roots all the way to the top. So that's been moved. And then I was going to plant the aloe vera plants that were in containers in here, and when I started digging my first hole I broke into the irrigation pipe, so that had to be fixed, and set me back a little bit. The aloe vera did get planted over there where the raised bed with the potatoes were last year. They can compete with the tree roots, that won't be a problem. So at this time of year in my garden, it's time to start harvesting all the winter crops and make way for the summer crops. So these are the turnips, and they're coming out of here probably today. This bed is going to have these leeks planted in it. So they've outgrown their pot. I need to get them planted into soil. So the turnips are going to get harvested probably today. They could be a little bit bigger, but I'm sure they're bigger than last year's turnips, which I'll try to throw a picture in right after this. So I'm pretty happy with that. They're coming out today. The beets, most of the beets are going to stay in a little while longer, but there are a few that need to come out now because they're getting way too big. So we'll be harvesting some of those today as well. The spinach never did that well. There's a half a dozen plants up now. They're looking okay. We need to harvest those and get that bed cleaned out, ready for our summer plants as well. I transplanted my pineapple plant into a bigger pot. It will probably stay in here till it produces a pineapple. So we'll see how that goes. And the peas, we've been eating peas for the last couple weeks now. Been picking peas every day. I told my wife not to pick any yesterday because I wanted to get a few peas on this video. So, but they're ready to be picked again, and that's good. They'll probably stay in here another week or two, and then we'll be pulling them out and replacing them with rattlesnake beans. And I'll be expanding this trellis with a couple more containers this year that I took the aloe vera out of. So have a little bit more space to grow the beans this year. The onions I transplanted a couple weeks ago are looking pretty good. I gave them a little bit of fertilizer yesterday, but I'm happy with the results so far. And the potatoes I planted in January are coming up and looking good. This bed has the Yukon Golds, and they're looking nice. And here are the red and white potatoes that I planted at the same time. They're looking good as well. The store-bought tomatoes that were starting to sprout that I planted on this half of the bed aren't doing nearly as well. There are a couple up, but you know, they're a little bit behind the others. And then there's this volunteer potato. It looks good too. This is really the only cabbage that's looking good. The rest of them are quite a bit farther behind this one. I don't know. They're not liking this spot as well. But the broccoli, this head has been harvested and got another small head coming on. They will all need to be harvested today. That one there I haven't harvested yet, but it's coming out today. Here are some other small ones from previous harvests, but they're getting too far along. I have one broccoli yet that continues to grow. I'll probably leave that one in, but the rest of them are coming out today. The turmeric, I don't expect to see poking its head up for another couple months, but in this container I had dill planted 2 years ago, and the dill has all come up and it's looking really good. I'm just going to leave that. But still got a couple months to go for the turmeric, and also the ginger over there will be up in a couple months as well. Got about half a bed of bush green beans growing here. We've been picking and eating them. They're not doing exceptionally well, but we've had several meals, and we'll have 1 or 2 more, and then these will be coming out. And cherry tomatoes that we have growing here, they're looking good. So let's pull up a few of these carrots. I had a clip pulling them up before, but it got lost for some reason. Okay, not too bad. I'd say we have a carrot success this year. So here are the carrots I pulled so far. It's probably about 25% of what's out there. So we're going to have a lot of carrots to deal with this year, and they're looking a lot better than last year. And here are the Moringa plants that I planted from cuttings, I think it was last September. They're still in the pots, but they're starting to flower. Wow. I never did cut my Moringa plants back this year. I was waiting for a frost, but it never happened. But they're also still doing fine, and a couple of these are flowering as well. So going to be another good year for Moringa. My volunteer tomato plants that came up, they appear to be for the most part all cherry tomatoes. So they're not all going to survive because I don't need that many cherry tomatoes, but this plant I'm going to leave for sure. And my navel orange tree is doing great. It's already blooming for this year. Looking good. And here are the tomato seedlings that I repotted last week. They're all doing fine. This is why I have to get those winter vegetables harvested out of the garden, because I need to find a place for these. These will probably need to go in the ground in about a week. Well, I hope you're enjoying following my deep South Texas garden along during the year. And this is the first week of February. Please subscribe so you can continue to watch the garden throughout the year. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you again next time.